Love, light, and blessings. This is Shamanic Awak Priestess here, and this is video number 2 for Monday, February 4th, 2019. It's a little hard for me to record videos, so I figured I would do two quick short videos because they're kind of separate topics. So the first video was about our blessed waters and different things you can do with different types of waters for exorcism, for the purposes of exorcism, cleansing, bases of floor washes, and things of that nature. This video is going to be particularly specifically about working with me. Um, so I had an incident. Since I've been doing YouTube, I have met new people and it has been wonderful. As the ones that just started following me, I worked professionally on a psychic hotline for 3 years. And then this will be going into my second year that I've been working on my own practice, that I made my own website. I financially invested a lot of money into that and kind of went into business for myself. And this is the way that I sustain myself and my 4 children. And I've been very blessed to have retained the same clients since I started reading professionally for the last 5 years. I still have a lot of those. And I've also have drawn in new clients because what happens is once people get what they want and they're happy and stuff like that, they move on. Then you have people that get what they want, but they still read with you about other stuff. So things like that, things of that nature, because that's what happens too. You have your lifelong clients and you have the ones that kind of come and go. They just have a situation they want you to fix or something like that, and then they go on and do their thing, and they might refer a friend or family members, you know what I mean, and things like that. So, anyways. So that's not what the video is about. So I get a lot of questions about working with me. I have a website, shamanic@priestess.com, and every video that I post since I first started this channel, I have always linked my website on the description box. So there's like an actual link. All you literally have to do is click on it and you will go on my site. On the first page is going to introduce you to me, what my practice is. So I am someone who practices both African traditional religion and aspects of the Taino, Arawak Taino spirituality. So Espiritismo in that sense. And I also practice Santeria, and I also practice Voodoo, and I also practice Hoodoo, which are 3 separate practices, and I never mix rituals. But that's my spiritual background, and I am a shaman. And I'm also a priestess because I am initiated into a magical tradition as well. Okay, so that's my credentials. I've been doing this now. It's going on 16 years. I grew up in this life, so this life is the only way of life that I've ever known. Even when I left it and went to church, I came back to it. Um, and things like that. And yes, I am a person who goes to church, so I'm Catholic by tradition, but I practice African traditional religion. That's my actual religion. Catholic by tradition, African traditional religion is my practice, okay? Um, so when you want to work with me, there's a contact link. It says you can contact me. It has my business email, and you can ask me like, I would like a reading. So typing something like I want a reading. Okay, so just book one. You know what I mean? You don't have to message me to tell me you want a reading. When you guys buy a package, it automatically goes on my phone and it lets me know someone just purchased. If you read when you guys are gonna book something and you're putting down your information, it says it in bold print that it can take me, I can either get back to you the same day or within the next 24 to 48 hours. Why? Because I have clients from all over the world. So maybe when you booked the reading, I'm actually in a reading with somebody else because I don't do email readings. I do live Skype readings, okay? Or live readings over the phone because not everybody has access to Skype or internet. So there are times that I have done readings over the phone. And those are not always the case because I have to get a feel for you because there are people that will stalk you on your phone. And that's another thing. I cannot be texting you all the time because I do this on a full-time basis. There are times that I'm reading 6 hours straight, 4 hours straight, 3 hours straight. In between that, I also not only do I do psychic and predictive readings where I provide time frames and I connect to the past, present, and future for you, and give you predictions. I also do mentorship readings. So maybe you don't want a reading on predictive stuff. So maybe you just want a reading because you need guidance in what direction to go into your life, career advice or current relationship. What can I do to manifest what I want with this person? And it now, because I kind of don't like where things are going. I do those kind of readings as well because I believe that we can all manifest what we want. It depends how hard you want to work towards that goal, though. A lot of times people don't manifest because they give up on it too easily. And so then universe is not going to work with you. The spirits are not going to work with you because they're like, you really don't want it anyways. You know what I mean? Or or it may not be in your best interest, right? So um that being said, I do manifestation readings, I do predictive readings, I also do something called mentorship. I am not initiating anybody at this time. Initiation requires a year and a day with someone, and I at this time don't have the time to do that. It's also a big financial investment because you have to pay for my time. As I said, this is what I do for a living. I'm dedicating myself to this. This is not like a hobby of mine. And you will have to have at least 2 to 3 days a week one-on-one mentorship through Skype or personal. And I have to teach you everything. And then from there are different countries we will have to fly to get different types of initiations. I would have to get other, you know, for instance, if it's a voodoo, you have to get other mambos, guns, things of that nature. If it has to do with getting initiated in Santeria, you have to get santeros, santeras, babalaos, different people to go together and do all these rituals that are very intricate. They could last days, they could last weeks, depending on what the different levels, because there's more than one level to things. And I just really cannot be doing that right now. I have a 6-year-old daughter. I have 2 kids that I'm going to be putting through college in the fall. And I have my 13-year-old autistic son. So I can refer you to somebody if that's what you want to do. And that's up to them if they want to work with you. Their prices are their prices. They're non-negotiable. Initiations can cost quite, it could be expensive. So you don't necessarily have to get initiated. If you're kind of just wanting to petition a spirit for yourself, you can go to somebody who's initiated in that practice, and they could kind of mentor you on how to build these relationships. When you want to do work for other people, that I can see why you want to get initiated, because you want to make sure you're doing things the right way and so on and so forth. But if you're just using it for yourself and your actual like people around you, you don't necessarily have to get initiated. You can just get mentored and kind of learn more about that spirit, their traditions, how to serve that spirit, so on and so forth. And I do offer those types of sessions as well. And they could be anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour. It's whatever you can afford. And I would try to give you as much information as possible. I have a couple of people already that I'm doing that with, that later on they might get initiated. But right now they're just trying to learn if this is the right path for them. And I do one-on-one teaching with them. I one-on-one teach them things. Okay. In the future, I'm going to be doing other things. And I will talk to you guys more about that in the spring because I have some big things coming up as far as mentorship, kind of taking it to the next level. And I will talk to you guys more about that in the spring. I don't want to give it away, and I don't want nobody stealing my idea either because I want it to kind of happen and then announce. So those are the different types of sessions that I do. I also do things called angel reading. So if I can tell you what messages angels have for you, because I do work with angels. I do spiritual investigations, meaning investigating what spirits are in your spirit cords, what spirits are calling you to work with them, and I can help you to start working with them and things like that. What do you need, so on and so forth. So I do those kinds of readings as well. I also do readings on spiritual intrusions, if you need spiritual work. Because before I do any type of ritual or spiritual work, because I do perform exorcism personally, but I also do uncrossings, reversal work. I do reconciliation work when it comes to love or family, so on and so forth. I do love spells. I do money spells. I do protective spells. I do all these kinds of things, okay? I do justified spells where people are trying to hurt you, and we do what we got to do to keep you protected, and they just kind of reaping what they sow, okay? Because I do all of it. Thing about that is, before I do any type of ritual, I have to do a session with you. I have to see what the actual situation is. I don't really want the person to explain to me what the situation is. I have to see it from all angles. I can channel the thoughts of other people. So I have to see if this person still has love for you. If I'm going to do reconciliation, I have to know that the person actually wants to be back with you. The person actually still has feelings for you. I don't manipulate the feelings of others. I will not make somebody love you that doesn't love you. I will not reconcile someone that doesn't want to be with you. Why? It's not that I can't do it. I don't want to do it because I'm not going to bring that into my home. I have children here, and I'm not going to wreak havoc in my life. I don't care how much money you pay me. It's not going to happen. Um, Also, when it comes to protective magic, sending something back, binding someone, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? When we're going into that aspect of spiritual work, I want to do a reading. Why do I want to do a reading? Because I have to make sure you're justified. That you're not just sitting there wanting to hack somebody because they rolled their eyes at you or skipped you in line in the supermarket. Why? Because those kinds of energies that I have to bring into my ritual and stuff like that are energies that don't play. Okay, you have to be justified in what you do. Why? Because if you're not, who's to say that person that you're doing stuff to isn't a more powerful person than you? And then they're going to sit there and send you the stuff back 10 times. I have to see all of the situation. I have to know if this person is very well versed in spirituality, because then I have to go to spiritual world with this person. And I'm not going to spiritual world just because somebody looked at you a certain way and they skipped you in line at the supermarket. I don't have time for that. It has to be for a reason for me to do that. That also affects pricing because the more complicated your work is, the more I have to charge. If I'm not just doing one thing for you, if I'm not doing one spell and I'm doing two different separate rituals because I got to do this before you can get that, you're going to pay two different prices because that's my candles, my ingredients, my herbs, my offering to the spirits, and that's my time. When I do a spell for you, I don't just light a little chime candle, say three little things, and walk away. I might be doing a ritual for you anywhere from 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, depending on the gravity of your work. There are people that might have to do rituals for months. You have to pay for that time and you have to pay those spirits. Spirits do not work for free. You know what I mean? So these are different things we have to look at. So yes, I do rituals. Some people call them spells. I like to call them more trabajos, but yeah, I do that kind of stuff. I do get the results and things of that nature. Another thing when you're going to work with me, you have to make sure you're willing to do your part because I don't just do the ritual for you. There's certain homeworks that you will have to do with the work. And the ones that I've seen that didn't get success is because maybe the spirit said, go to a church, light a candle, or do this prayer for 9 days. I did all my work, but the spirit saw that you never did the 9 day prayer, or you never did the baths, or you never went to the church and lit the candle while I was doing work. That person doesn't really want it. He or she doesn't really want it because they asked you to do one simple thing to show gratitude and you didn't do it. So whose fault is that? That's the person's, not mine. So that's why I like to do readings because I need to see that you're willing to do the work that it takes to do and manifest these things, to manipulate the situation, to manifest what we want and manifest the outcome. Okay, I need to know that this is going to be successful because I don't want to waste your time and I don't want to waste my time. So that's what I do when it comes to any type of spell work and rituals. I do other kinds of healings that outside of spell work. I do shaman because I am a shaman. Types of healing. So we are calling in my Native American and African ancestors, and I'm healing you. I'm sending you energies, whether that be healing your seven spiritual points, whether that's cutting cords, whether that's removing entities or negativity in your life, whether that is a one-on-one when I'm physically uncrossing you. And even with those types of healing, after the work is done, after I actually do live work on you, I'm also going to be lighting candles for you for said week because I want it to continue that healing process that I just did on you. Okay. So I do that type of work as well. I do mediumship sessions where you want to directly contact the spirits. So I would channel them for you. And what direct message do they have for you? I also interpret dreams. A lot of our spirits talk to dreams. I do that as well. When I'm doing working, sometimes I set you items. That doesn't always happen. Maybe with that work, you might need a gris bag, or maybe you need some herbs to be sent to you for a spiritual bath. Different things of that nature. But that doesn't always mean I'm going to send you stuff because you might not necessarily need me to send you anything. So those are the things. I make poppets. I do a lot of work, not just candle work, but I make poppets. I make hoodoo lamps. I use candles. I do mojo bags, these bags, powders. I do a lot of different types of workings for you. There's not just one particular jar, spells, and so on and so forth. So it's not just a one. I'm not saying this in a mean way, but it's not just a one trick pony. It's not just a one thing. It's a lot of things. So everybody has, that's another reason why I like to do reading, because everybody has a different recipe to get what they want as well. And one thing that I will say that I've learned with doing this for 15 years is that when we do work, we need to let it go. And if they say like, don't look at this or don't do that, it's for a reason, because you don't want to put negative energies into working. You know what I mean? So it's important to listen to the instructions of your root work, to believe in your root worker, and together working as a team, getting the goals that you want. So I do all of it. I have actually been booked where I've gone to people's house physically and done house blessings and exorcisms and things of that nature. Also, as of November 28th of this year, I'm also ordained minister. So I can actually perform weddings and baptisms and things of that nature now too. So that's something new that I've added to my practice as well. So yeah, so all these things, these are the things that I do. I just kind of wanted to explain. So if you're interested in getting a reading, you don't have to necessarily write me in my email and say I need a reading, because a lot of times I don't always check my emails. So it'll be easier if you just kind of book it. I'll go through the instructions of how to get me on Skype, and I'll send you my schedule, and we will work out a time that works for both of us. And once you just do your appointment, be on time for your appointment, and I will give you the time that you pay for. You can ask as many questions as you want. And basically, all I need to connect with you is a first name. If it's about somebody else, their first name, and boom, we go from there. You can do specific questions. That kind of makes the reading go faster. That's fine as well. Not always necessary, but you can do it that way as well. But basically, that's how that works. And I will get back to you as soon as I can. And like I said, I will book an appointment with you and we will do the session. There's different price points. There's 4 reading packages ranging from 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. And then there's 2 rituals and 2 different price points, a 1-part ritual and a 2-part ritual, and so on and so forth. So that's basically how that works. You can also read my testimonials because I have reviews of people that have been kind enough to leave their reviews and things of that nature. I do not delete any of my reviews, just to let you guys know as well. Those are actually honest reviews and things of that nature. So that's what I wanted to let you guys know. Again, my website is shamanic.priestess.com. It's on every video link of the videos that you guys watch on my channel. I do perform voodoo, santeria rituals, hoodoo rituals, and things of that nature as well. So much love, light, and blessings. Thank you so much for watching this video. And until the next video, guys, I love you guys so much. Thank you for liking, subscribing. Thank you for all those that I have met when I started doing professional readings that have been with me in the last 5 years. Thank you to all those that have trusted me on YouTube and, for becoming full-time clients and working with me and manifesting the things that we want. So for everyone who's ever booked a reading with me, I so appreciate you. Thank you for the ones that have subscribed to me and left comments below. I really do truly love you guys. And I have a lot of exciting announcements I'm going to be making between the months of March and April that I can't share yet because I want these things to come to fruition. But I'm really excited where the direction that my spirituality, this channel, and my personal practice is heading. And I want to share a lot of stuff with you guys. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.